Hello, Snack Pack. Can you hear me? Can you see me? I've been fiddling with this webcam and this speaker, but I don't know if it's working. So if somebody could just give me a thumbs up or a how do you do or whatever, just to let me know that you can see and hear me, that would be delightful. And I'm going to change it to live chat. Welcome, welcome. If you can hear me, Miss BG3 and Grant, the moderator in the house. Can you hear me? Maybe not. Is it working? I don't know. I do not know. It doesn't appear to be working. Can you see and hear me? Before I start jibber jabbing all over the place, because it doesn't seem like. Oh, you can? Okay. It doesn't seem like the mic is picking up, but I guess it is. So, welcome. Awesome. Hey, Sally Luz. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's so good to be back. And hold on, I'm watching two little dogs, and one of them is pawing at me to pick her up. Come on, come on, jump up. Jump up. Come on. Come on. Come here. Oy. This is Charlie. Say hi. Look at the camera. Charlie. Say hi. Oh, yes, hi. Say hi. Look at the camera. There you go. Thumbnail. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So good to be back. I never wear dresses, but I'm staying with a friend, or I'm staying at a friend's house. I'm house sitting and dog watching, pet sitting, as I did last year. If y'all remember, I came to New York for about a month last year, and yeah, they invited me to do it again this year, and I was like, yeah, even though I have a job now, it's a remote job, so I can still, kind of work from wherever for the most part, as long as there's, Wi-Fi access and stuff like that. So anyways, I got here about a week ago, and my friends are off in Europe traveling and living their best lives, and so I'm here living my best life. So I was like, I know for sure once I get to New York and I get settled, I want to do a live stream, and I want to start making some more videos. And anyways, today's, Independence Day. So I didn't pack a lot. I just like to travel with a carry-on. So I didn't pack a lot. And she's like, you can wear whatever is in my closet. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to dress up a little bit. I walked over to the Met Museum today, which I've never been to before. These glasses are dirty. So I went to the Met today and just walked around, and it's nice. It's a nice day. And then I got a hamburger and sweet potato fries. And another reason that I went live is I don't know if we'll be able to do it, on this live stream. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but in New York, anyways, forgot to mention I'm in New York. And in New York on 4th of July, literally, like it already started yesterday. It's just nonstop fireworks all over the city. I mean, all over the city. And it's going to be going like probably at least until midnight. And I mean, at least last year it was. So maybe after we're done talking and chatting and catching up, I can show you out the window and show you the city views, which is, my friends live in a beautiful apartment, really on a high rise. They are overlooking the East River. So it's just a beautiful, gorgeous scenery outside. And the only reason I have the shades pulled down back there is because there's a building back there and people can see from their balconies in. So I didn't want to blind them with this light that I have on. Also, did you guys notice I lightened my hair a little bit? when I had my blonde hair and then I went to brown, I went a little too dark, and now I just put a little bit of like chestnut, like I lightened it up a little bit, and then I put more like a like auburn, and so I really like it. It like gives it some really pretty depth. So thank you for the compliments. Stay hydrated. All right. Let's see. So Frugal Rants. This dress is not mine, so I don't know where she got it. But I will say that she's starting to dip her toe into Shein. So I haven't even started shopping on Shein yet. But I've heard a lot of girls shopping on there and getting some really good deals. And this might be a dress from Shein. I don't know. I'm not sure. Um, Thanks, Erlene. I appreciate that. Oh, Dee, this is a girl. Even though her name is Charlie, yes, this is a girl. And there's another dog around here somewhere who's also a girl named Lucy, and she's also very cute. So if she comes over, I'll show you her as well. Thank you. Thank you guys for such all the nice compliments. Just said last night, no post from Travel Snacks in a while. Glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Hey, Eric, how are you? Jackie, big hugs to you. I hope you're feeling better soon. Do you love live or sometimes ask yourself what is next? Do you love live or love life? I don't know what that means. Yes, if you're already on here, you might as well put a like on it. Hey, Tatiana, good to see you. I have not done a live stream in quite a while. I barely did one video since the end of February, and it was about dating. And then I was just like on a full rant about dating. And then, I kept it up for a while, and I'm like, I'm over it. And so I put it to members only. So if you're a member, like Grant, and I don't know if anyone else here is a member, then you'll always get to have all the videos that I ever make that later I'm like, I don't care about that. I always put it to members only. So if you care about that, become a member. It's like $2 or $3. But honestly, like I've just been taking my time, taking my time, but also just taking, not even taking, how do I say it? It's like allowing myself just to live and take a moment to breathe, because I was traveling and making videos 2 or 3 times a week for the past few years. And I just hit a point, like I hit a wall with the van life, with, traveling, with being lonely, with depression, with all the things. And so, it was just such a hard thing, because I was like, I don't want to, give up on my channel or, disappoint anybody. But I literally just needed to take a break. And even in taking the break, I was like, I should be making videos, but I had to let it go. And I thank you for whoever said I look refreshed, D. I feel refreshed. Like I am feeling so much more like myself now, like after all this time. Like even when I did the live stream, a couple months ago now, gosh, it seems like such a long time ago. Even then I was feeling a lot better, but now I just feel like just in a better space, especially from when I was in like just getting out of the van when I went to Vegas. I was in like one of the worst mental places in my life when I was in Vegas. It just like just a terribly depressed, anxious, I don't know. It was like it was just a very bad time for me. Plus I was recovering from having those broken ribs, which like it was just affecting my health and my mood and just everything. And, I moved to Texas. I got my own place. I got a job so that I wasn't depending on YouTube for my full money. And I've just been getting back to who I am, feeling good about myself, staying close to God, just doing my best to, continue reading my Bible like I always do, and just depend on God. And this is kind of like how I was feeling, you know, quite a while ago when I started my channel, just feeling hopeful and vibrant and refreshed and just excited about life. And I haven't felt that in about a year. So it just feels good. Um, Also, I got off the dating apps. Before I left, about a week before I came here, I was like, you know what? The dating apps, I felt like that was kind of my only hope because I don't get out much. But it made me feel like a worse person. Thank you for the hearts. I see all the hearts. Thank you. Thank you. It made me feel like a worse person, a worst version of myself. And I was like, surely this is not it. And I definitely want to have a partner and be in love and, get married again and all the things. And I haven't given up on love, but I had to just delete all the apps because I found myself being negative, and I just found myself like matching with people that were like appeared to be one thing and then were something totally different. And just I found myself settling, and I found myself making excuses for people's bad behavior, um, and questioning my values, like not question my values, like, but like thinking like, well, am I too, stern on these topics or whatever? And it was like, no, like I know who I am. I know what type of partner I want, and I know I'm a good person. So I just was like, I just need to delete these apps because it's making me feel like crap. So, anyways, I was gonna keep them on for New York because I was like, some of these New York dudes might be it, but I don't know. I think it's just gonna be one of those things that every single person in the whole live long Americas of all the world say is like, when you're least expecting it, it'll happen, or when you're not looking, it'll happen. So I'm just not gonna worry about it. And that's actually improved my mood too. So I don't know. It's like I was so worried. Like, if I delete these apps, how am I going to meet anybody? And it's like, you just go live your life, get out of the house. Um, so I don't know. It's just been like a lot of letting go, a lot of things I was holding on to. I had to let it go and let God just take over, as I did when I first started living in my car. And I'm getting back to that place in my life. So it feels good. So I also want to say that to say, like, if you're struggling with anything, as I was in the past, give it time, but don't just like let time go by. Like, try to do stuff, like even when I was in Vegas, I was, making doctor's appointments. I was taking walks, like not every day, but a good portion of the week. I was taking walks, getting some fresh air, taking like supplements, like, well, for me, I needed calcium and vitamin D because of my bones, but also vitamin D is just really good for you. And I was, started therapy, because I lost my therapy when I moved out of Vegas, but, or out of California, I should say. Um, so anyways, don't give up is what I'm saying, because it might feel like the worst, but life is ups and downs. It rarely stays the same forever. And, you know, it's going to be great. Hey, Sandy, how are you? Hey, Texas Granny too. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I'll take all the prayers I can get for sure. What is the best day happened in your, what is best day happened in your, are you saying life or live? TSUA, just started living in my truck 3 days ago. That is exciting. How is it? Do you love it? Are you not loving it? Are you having challenges? I still love to hear people doing out of the ordinary things and, nomadic things. And I'm going to talk about something on this live in just a couple minutes after I read these comments, but that's exciting. I'm excited for you. Claire on the road. Hey, long time no see. Just jumping in now. Hey, how are you? Amen. Regarding staying close to God. Amen. Amen. Hey, Gracie, how are you? Hey, Calvin, how are you? Good to see you. Loretta, miss you guys. I miss all of you guys. Bliss, I'm scared of the dating apps. Yeah, the dating apps, it's slim pickings. It's slim pickings. But I don't know. I just I just don't know. There's just so many like stories I could tell that's just like, do I want to go through it? But it's like there's just so many, I don't know, just so many people that like you match with and you think you have a good vibe with them, and then they start to show you who they really are, and you're like, that's not what I signed up for. And then it's hard to like, because I'm such a soft-hearted person, I'm so nice. I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, even if they've hurt my feelings or even if they've said something offhanded. I'm still like a nice person, and I want the best for them in their life, even if they're not good, like good, at least not good for me. So I'm always try to be gentle when I'm like, no, I don't think this is gonna work out. But I don't know, even that was stressing me out. Um, let's see. Hey, Oscar, have a great 4th of July. You as well. Great advice about giving it time. Yes, yes. You do got to just give things time. Like time, I'm not gonna say it heals all wounds, but it does. I don't know. Like, I don't know. I think like all of us in this, especially America, we're very impatient, and things take time. You don't plant a seed today and then, you know, have fruit tomorrow, or fruit tree, or plants or whatever comes from seeds. I don't know. You don't have it the next day. It's like it just takes time to take root, and it takes time to grow. And you got to do some things to like make it grow. You got to water it and give it sunlight and all these things. And like the same thing for us as humans is like you it's like you're breaking out of things, whatever it is. Like if it's, you know, broken bones or health problems, or, if you're going through like mental health problems, it takes time to get through things. Oh, I got an itch in my nose. Ugh, I sneeze. Nope. Oh, I hate that when that happens. I feel like I have to sneeze, but it's not. It's not doing it. Gracie says, I'll be starting full-time travel in our tiny house next week. Oh, that's exciting. I'm so happy to hear there's so many people still just like starting their journeys. It's very exciting. Living in my truck is okay. I'll get used to it. I moved from the Gulf South where I lived all my life, and today I just drive in Montana where I plan to get a job and an apartment. Oh, that's exciting. All right, I get it. I mean, living in a vehicle is like, I don't know. I enjoyed it. I did enjoy it, but there's also like challenges that comes with it. So I get the okay part of that. But that's cool. Montana was really cool, and I visited. There's lots of beautiful places in Montana. So I hope you find a great place up there for yourself. Oscar, van life has improved over the years, and it's better than it used to be. Ooh, that's exciting to hear. I'd love to hear how it's improved. I still keep up with, several people living the lifestyle, and it's funny because I hear mixed signals, mixed things. Like some people are like, they get to the point how I got to where I was just like, I hit a wall. I hit a wall, and I'm like, I can't do it anymore. I can't do it full time. And then I hear people that are like, yeah, I'm still going strong. I still love it. And so, I think it's just, live your best life. Like, I'm really going more into like intuitive living, which is more like everyone has their own definition of intuition. Like, if it's a gut feeling, or for me, it's like my Holy Spirit, or just like intuition. I'm just really trying to not so much follow my heart, because your heart can be deceived, but just really listen for guidance, and not just like do whatever I feel, because feelings are fickle and they change and stuff like that. So I don't know. I think it's good. Like if you feel a pull or a call, or a pull to do something in your life, then pray about it and like really think like, wow, like, is this something that, I feel like I should be doing? And that might mean living in a vehicle, and then if you get another call that's like, you're done with that now, go do something else, you got to listen for that as well. Hey, Thomas, veterans in the house. Whole time thought was on my own in the struggle. Then God reminded me He struggles with me. Amen. I love to hear it. not about your struggles, but yeah, it's like you're never alone and God is walking with you. He's like really in the trenches with you. Like he never leaves us. He never forsakes us. He's always there. And like when you're crying out, like I've been reading a lot about David and the Psalms and stuff like that, and how he like audibly cried out to God. And like every time, in like the Old Testament, when people would cry out to God and just say, God, I need help. Like I'm struggling or whatever, God has a soft heart. Like he came to them and he was like, okay, even when he wanted to smite them out when they were being stupid and they were just like doing weird things, you know, like he there was times when he's like, I'm done. I want to wipe these fools out. But then they would cry out and then he would have a soft heart and then, then he would be like, okay, I'm going to help you. And, you know, it's like we all do weird things, but God is always with us. Let's see. Loretta, are you hot at your location? It's 105 here. It's kind of warm here. It was like 80 something today, so it wasn't too bad. It was humid, um, but not too bad. Definitely better than when I left Texas. Well, when I left Texas, somebody didn't tell me the truth about Texas. I thought Texas was just like hot and sweaty. No, like the whole month of June was like literally raining almost every day. It was like storm central. I'm like, is this Texas? Like I thought Texas was just like blazing hot and sweaty, but it was like rain, rain, rain. I'm like, are we in Seattle? What's happening here? So I guess that's normal. I just never knew. I just never knew that that's Texas. And so when I came here, it has been raining out here as well, but not every day. But it's not as hot, so that's good. 105, I don't want that. That's like Texas weather or desert weather. Bliss says, I am a 24-year-old man. I'm not allowed to travel or go out alone because of my father's fear, and I feel angry sometimes. How do I control them? How do you control your father, or how do you control your anger? Because you can't control your father. You can only, I mean, you're technically a grown person. You can make your own choices, but you do got to make good choices. And as a mom, I can understand, like, you think, gosh, like, you know, like my younger son, he's 25. So I'm still like, oh my gosh, like, some of the things that he chooses to do, I'm like, don't do that. So, but he's a grown up and I had to come to acceptance. Like he's going to do what he's going to do and pray that he makes good choices. Just pray that he makes good choices and just try to like talk to him and encourage him. But if you get angry, it's okay to get angry. I think it's just the way you manage that anger. And I mean, there's so many videos about anger and so many books about anger and articles about anger. Like you could definitely go down a rabbit hole of learning about how, to manage that. But I think really what it comes down to is I know for me, I get angry when I feel trapped or like out of control. And I'm not saying that you can control everything because that's also not good because you have to have this level of letting things go and letting things happen as they should. But I would say, if there's something that you want to do, and it's like your dad's fearful of that thing, then maybe some reassurance, because that would help me. Like as a mom, if my kids were like, I'm going to do this thing and I was like scared about it, reassurance that they've thought about it, that they've maybe researched it and maybe tell me like, okay, I know this sounds like it's going to be a big mess, but here's the things that I've done to plan for this, because reassurance helps a lot. And then if your parents are still like, no, don't do it, blah, 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 and just freaked out and scared or negative, then it's like sometimes you have to just set up your own boundaries and say, I appreciate that. And I know you love me so much to like try to protect me and, and I hear you, but I also need to like live, like it doesn't make sense to live a life and just never do anything. It's like, you got to like live. And, so if you're getting angry over it, it's probably because you feel trapped or, like you can't do the things that's in your heart to do. And that's something that I would definitely pray about. And try to remember that your parents are like, they love you so much, and they just want, you know, they want you to be healthy and happy and, all those things. So hopefully that helps. But there's probably many people online better suited to answer that question. Let's see. Van life has improved over the years because they're improved the affordability. Oh, okay, the affordability of vans. Okay, well, that's awesome. As soon as I get back to Texas, I am going to be like selling my van, which is a very sad, sad thing. But also, over the past several months, I've been really like thinking about it, praying about it, like trying to let go of the attachment to the van. I have not lived in the van for a year, probably at least a year now. I have rarely like slept in my van in that year's time. It is really awesome, like when I'm going like doing like a lot of shopping or like going places, and like I could just pull over and use my toilet. That's very helpful. And I have my sink so I can wash my hands, especially like if I'm out shopping. I like to go in the van and just like wash my hands. But I can do that in a public restroom. I don't have to have my van for that. But I think somebody else will be able to enjoy the van more so now, and it's still running pretty well. So I want somebody to get the best out of it. It will be a sad day when I do sell the van, but hopefully I can sell it for a lot. But now if you're saying the affordability's come down, maybe I won't be able to sell it for a lot, but it don't matter. Whatever happens, happens. Let's see. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate that. Hey, Hambo from South Padre Island. Woohoo! Welcome. 96 in Austin. Oh, dang. It's hot, but a storm is coming. Oh, goodness. I hear you. Oh, both? Okay, I got you. Thomas says, learned to talk to God always about joy and pain, but I feel so much joy. Amen. Yeah, I mean, the other thing is like I've just kept it real with God, like God, I think sometimes I get like so wrapped up in being reverent to God or obedient to God that I start trying to be like so proper in my prayers. And it's like, it's okay to just talk to God like a friend. Like if I just picked up my phone right now and just called my friend, I'm like, girl, listen to this, not to be like super irreverent to God, but just like, God, man, this is what I'm going through. This actually sucks. Like this, I don't know what to do, blah, 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 the situation. And like, the more I do that, I feel, maybe, I don't know, it just feels like things are getting better. The more real I am, the more real I am getting with myself. And it's just feeling a lot better. And, there's no reason to like hide anything from God. Like, not that I'm hiding on purpose, but just God already knows. So it doesn't even make sense. Cindy, I am in New York City. Hey, Pamela from Southern Maryland. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Emily. Welcome, welcome. I'm going to talk about the next chapter right now. Oscar says, I hope maybe one day you can get a van if you decide, because there's a lot of things about van life that have changed. Yeah, like, I don't know, there may be a time in the future where I'm like, ooh, like I kind of want to like dip my toe back in the van waters. If I ever do that though, like, I don't know, like, I don't know. I don't, that's not even a path that's in my mind right now. Like, the path that's in my mind is like if I get a partner and we get like an RV or we do something together, like in a bigger vehicle, because the van that I have now is just for one person. So I'm kind of looking towards the future, and travel is a part of that. But we'll see. Like, you never know. Like, I don't want to say like never going to live in a van again or never try a van life again. But for today, it just is not in the plans. Only one way to find out. Yeah. This effect on myself greatly led to him developing OCD, and I consult a psychiatrist every week. Well, good. I mean, that's good. I think, I mean, it's not good about your dad, but it's good that you're consulting a professional, because that is, we don't all have the answers. And sometimes people spend their whole life studying how to help other people, and I think that's very great. So anyways, also, I appreciate all the likes on the live stream. So if you've already liked, thank you. And thank you for being here on a, what day are we on? Wednesday? No, Thursday. Thursday. On Independence Day. None of the bands I saw can hold a family, but RV do a better job. Yes. My adult daughter spent some time traveling and staying in her vehicle, and now she's hooked. So I sent her your videos for info. Oh, awesome. That's great. I love to hear it. So one of the reasons why I've been like wanting to do another live stream is because I have been feeling so like excited, and something has been happening within me. It's this feeling, it's like the same feeling I had before I started living in my car. It's this feeling of something's about to happen. Something's about to change, like a new chapter is happening. And I don't know, I don't know where the road is going to lead. I don't have that information today. I don't know, but I am definitely at a crossroads today. But it's very exciting. And one of the most important things that I can say is that in life, like one of the most important things that you can have is hope. And especially if you're struggling with depression or anxiety, get one thing to hope about. Like put something in your life that you can plan for, whether it's a trip, a new job, hanging out with one of your friends or family members, like something that you can like make a plan for, because it's like when your brain has something to plan or hope for, it goes to work, and it like gets you out of that depressive, like deep depressive state. I'm not a psychiatrist, so don't take this as medical information. I'm just telling you like what's kind of worked for me is like once I started saying, okay, like you need to do one more thing, not to do things, check off list things, but like plan something that you can move towards. And lately I've just been like feeling like, I don't know, it's like I moved to Texas, and I do like Texas, but I am in a small town and it is pretty quiet, and it's been really good for my mental health just to be like at peace and have my own place and everything like that. But as soon as I got here to New York, I got that feeling again. I'm like, I love it here. I don't know why, because I never thought I was like a city girl, but I was like, I could just see myself living here. And I've been talking about it for a while to some of my friends. Like, whenever I go to New York, I just feel something. I feel this feeling of excitement, this feeling of like, I could live here, like this might be my place. And it's weird because I'm like, I've never wanted to live in a city. But I think what I've discovered about myself, and if you're watching this, really take a moment to think this through, okay? Just bear with me on this, and really, after this live stream, think about this. If you're, especially if you're a single person, mostly if you're a single person, because if you're married and you already got a house and all these things, not saying you can't do new things, but if you're a single person and you're feeling kind of like you've given up on life a little bit, or you're just like, oh, woe is me, or oh, this is just the way life's going to end for me, which I've felt before. It's not over. And what I think I've discovered about myself is that I need to be around people. And I don't know when it started, maybe I don't even know. When did the big push for like people talking about them being introverts happen? You remember that when like the word introvert started being thrown around everywhere on blog posts and videos and all these things? And I think that has kind of been to a detriment to our society, because I'm not saying that people aren't extroverts and introverts, but what I am saying is that there's more to identify yourself in than just one avenue. And so what I've realized is I need to be around people. I don't like to be around big crowds, and I prefer one-on-one time. I'm a quality time type of person, or like, me hanging out with one or two friends, or just like having deep conversations and stuff. But I'm also the type of person that needs to be able to walk outside and see people, and walk outside and be like, oh, how's your day? Oh, how's your day? And you might have like a little interaction with somebody, and you just see other human beings living and breathing. And it never really hit me until like when I come to New York, and it's like, it's like a breath of fresh air. You like, I get in the elevator and I talk to people, or like I take the dogs for a walk and I see other people walking their dogs, and I see people going into restaurants, and it's not major interactions, but it's like you're seeing other people living their life, like living and breathing. And it's funny because I personally think there's different types of nomads, like especially like van life, car life type people. There's the kind of people that go to nomadic living and they just love being like camping vibes, where they go out away from everybody else, and they're just totally great, fine, just being literally alone, reading a book, knitting, I don't know, whatever they do out in the wilderness, whatever, light a fire, chill out. There's people that really thrive on that and love that. And then there's people that do van life like me, that was just like wanting to travel and see some things, see the world, but do it inexpensive, be frugal about it because, it's like we don't all have like $1 million. And so I think even when I was in my van, I would stay more near civilization. And I found myself more days than not going, like sitting in parking lots and just like, watching people walking in and out of stores. Or I'd walk it through, just go into the Dollar Tree and walk around, or just walk into, grocery stores, or like, whatever, go to parks and watch people, walk their dogs, and me take walks and stuff like that. I just realized that maybe that's where some of the loneliness came from too. Like being on the road is like not having interaction consistently with other people. And, people need people. And I know that I always get pushback when I say that, because people say, oh, I love being alone. And it's great. And I do. I love being alone too. But also, we just were not created to be alone. I don't care. Like, I'm going to stand by that. I'm not saying people can't be alone, not telling people what to do, but I'm just saying, like, we're not created to be alone. And I think a lot of times when people say they like being alone, it's because, like, a lot of people can be jerks. And if you've been hurt by people, which all of us have, then it's easier sometimes to just be like, forget everybody. I will just go be by myself, which I've felt like that before too. But I promise you, there are some really wonderful, fantastic people in the world. Really, I promise you. And it's just like almost like dating. You've got to find the right people that are your community, the people that you like. You might even have little, disagreements or whatever, but those people are still in your corner. They're not liars. They're, whatever. Like one of my best friends, we have very, very different opinions about a lot of things. But, we bonded over is honesty. We value honesty in each other. We don't lie to each other. I know if I needed something, she'd be there, and vice versa. And it's like, there's just certain people in this world that's just like, what, that person's on my corner. And life is less sucky because of that person. And it makes me sad when people are like, I just want to go live in the wilderness by myself, because it's like, I don't know, like, it's just so much better when you have people that you can just talk to, and you're not just like talking to yourself all the time. Okay, that was like a long rant. Let's see. Emily says, I know that feeling. It's so real. New chapter starting. Yes, yes, yes. It's like this, like, birthing of a new thing. Like, I don't know what it is. Jackie, you take up painting again. Did you do that painting in the background? I did not. This is my friend's painting. She painted that. Not the little, like, not that thing. Not that little writing thing, but she did paint this thing, which I thought was very nice. I was like, look at you go. This is my friend's apartment in New York. Um, I still have all my painting stuff that I ordered. I just haven't even had a chance to do it. Bliss says, how do you deal with old friends with whom you ended your relationship? How do you forget them if you had a bad experience with them? For me, I've definitely lost some extremely close people to me, like people that was like my sister, like I would talk to every day, sometimes multiple times a day. And those were like family. But for whatever reason or another, our relationship ended, and it was very hard at the time. But I realized that that those connections were made when I was younger, and we were going in different directions. And so, like, the love never ended for my friends, but it's like we weren't on the same page or path. And so a lot of that, some of those friendships were unhealthy. There was like jealousy and also like codependency, like, talking to somebody on the phone, 2 to 3 times a day. It's like you almost can't live your life without asking your friend's opinion or talking to them about this, that, and the other. It's can be stifling, and it sucked at the time. But I think one thing that did help me is over time is meeting new friends that aligned better to my life at this point, like at the age I am now, the mentality I have now. And it does take work. It does take work to meet new friends. But when you have those people in your corner, you feel secure, you feel good. And I still think about my friends sometimes, my older like friends that I'm no longer friends with, but I'm sure they've moved on too. I'm sure they're living their best life, and maybe they found friends that are better aligned to them too. And, it's just the way life is. You could just keep praying for them. The song from The Color Purple, I love the song, God is Trying to Tell You Something. I'd have to re-listen to that song. I'm pretty sure I probably know it, but I can't think of it at this moment. But I'll keep that in my mind. Let's see. He says, isn't it super expensive there, especially the area you're staying? It is excessively expensive here in New York. So anyways, to finish my story, and thank you for bringing that up, is like, so I'm here, right? And of course, like, I'm going to show you in a second. I'm going to turn the camera. Where my friends live is like a beautiful high rise overlooking all the great things. And, there's two of them. They're married. So they have dual income and blah, blah, blah. I'm by myself. So it is excessively expensive to live here. And so that would be a major, major hurdle for me, because I would need to make even more money than I'm making now. And I would really need a plan for that. The other thing, though, is that I would not need a car, which would be the first time in my whole existence of life since I've been driving that I would not have a car, which will be so weird for me. But it doesn't make sense to have a car here, because you have to move your car all the time. First of all, you have to find a spot, which, like, every time I'm walking, I don't even see any spots ever available. And if you want to park in a garage, it's like $25 to $50 a day, probably more on the $50 a day. So it just, and then you got to move your car like every time they do street sweeping, or you'll get a ticket. It just doesn't make sense to have a car unless you know somebody in, like, maybe Jersey, or like, somewhere outside of the city that you could park your car. But then that's a whole thing. I wouldn't do that. So, I wouldn't have, like, I don't have a car payment now because I have my van, but when I go back to Texas, I'm planning to sell my van and buy a car. But if I do decide to move here, then I need to make that decision pretty quickly, because I would not buy another car, because my lease is up in January. So I can go month to month after that. And so I don't know what I would do between the time I sell my van and not having a car in Texas, because you kind of need a car because everything's so spread out. I don't know. This is just the very beginnings of thinking about doing this, but it is very expensive. So I am a very frugal person, and I do have some savings, but it's probably the most expensive place I've ever would think about living, even way more expensive than California. So I would need to figure out what I could afford and probably end up in like a studio apartment. But, if I live, so I was like, well, I could live in, say, like Brooklyn. That's, cheaper than Manhattan. But my friend is like, if you're going to move to New York, you might as well suck it up and pay the extra to live in Manhattan because that's like the better neighborhood or the better area. And I'm like, yeah, but that's like way more money. So I don't know. I'm just gonna pray about it because there's ways that I can earn extra income, like especially like if I start bringing back my videos, and now that I'm in a better mental space, like start bringing back the videos. And there's ways that I can earn money with coaching. There's ways I can earn money with sales. I've been helping some of my uh, coaching friends do sales calls and stuff like that, which earns commissions and stuff like that. Anyways, there's lots of ways that I can earn extra money. It's just then I'll be spending more time doing that. And I'm like, how much do I want to work? Because I'm already working a full-time job. So it's just a lot to think about. But also, I walk outside every day and there's so much to do. And there's so many things, things that I could do to make more friends and, get out of my shell. And, you know, I don't know. There's a lot to do here. Plus, there'd be a lot of things that I could, video out here as well. So it's a lot to think about. Pamela says, people watching is definitely a New York pastime with so many parks out and public places. Definitely. Since I've been here, it's just been like people central, and it's not like too crowded. But there's just like always something to see. Emily, okay, I just found your channel like 30 minutes ago and I just watched your New York City cheese sandwich video and then I started planning and they're random. Weird. I feel like it's a sign you should go. Ooh, I love it. I'll take it. Um, yeah, you should plan a trip to New York because it's awesome. I don't know, man. It's just like, it's so funny because when I was living in Vegas for a few months, I was always like, Las Vegas is the New York of the West. It's literally not. That was like one of the dumbest things I could have ever said. I was like, I don't even know. I mean, there's a lot to do in Vegas, don't get me wrong, but it is definitely not the same at all. I think I was trying to make Vegas as close to New York as possible mentally. It's just literally not even close. It doesn't even, hands down, does not come close. Because the thing is with New York, there's like, okay, so the reason I've never thought about myself as being like a city person is because, usually there's like a city, like a downtown, but it's, you know, it ends at a certain point. Like, you got your downtown space. There's only so many streets that you can walk up and down. And a lot of that tends to be like businesses. And there are places that has like a vibrant downtown. But with New York, it's like never ending. It's like you walk out and there's always restaurants, there's always shops, there's always something to do. You keep walking and there's more things. You can get on subway, there's more things. You can get on a bus, there's more things. You can go to all the boroughs, you can go everywhere and you got different vibes. You got, people just like so much diversity. It's insane. It's wonderful. Like you see so many different people, you hear all these different languages. It is dirty and grungy. It is gross. Like I saw rats a couple times already. People, there's like trash all over the place. But I kind of like that grittiness. Like that's one of the things that I kind of liked living in a van, was just like being just like gritty and just like living life, just getting out in the streets. Bro, chill. And yeah, I love it. Like I love just like the realness, the rawness of just like living life and just exploring. And I've been getting like easily my 10,000 steps, like I've been walking to Central Park, just walking around, you know, it's just nice. It's just, I don't know. Like I know many people that are like, ew, New York's gross, or like, why would you want to live there? But it's like, and I've said that too, but I don't know, the older I get and the more I visit, I'm just like, I see it. I see it, you know? Um, it's just different. I don't know what it is about New York that I just enjoy it. I enjoy being around different types of people, and it's just great. But it is very expensive. So it's also, here's another thing. It's also been like, I'm telling you, this is my year for growth. I am telling you, because I'm like, I've been changing my mindset, my money mindset, not saying the money's the end all be all, because I still don't believe that. But I will tell you this, like, you know, when you have a little bit more money, then you want more money because, you start seeing like, oh, like I could do this. Okay, cool. And like, then you want to start, doing more things. And, I don't like to chase money because that's just not the kind of person I am. But I will say, like, man, it takes money to do certain things that you want to do. And I think that's one of the things that appeals to me about when I was doing car life or van life is like, if you go into that with a plan, you could save a bunch of money and then you can do your whatever the next thing on your list is. And that's something I want to encourage people to do is like the what if life, the what if lifestyle. Like, what if I did this? What if I wanted to do this? How would I do it? Like, I want to encourage everybody to just like think about the what if, the thing that you think about, like, I could never do that, but what if I did? What would that look like? And that's kind of where I am with this New York thing. I'm like, because I was like, when I talked to my friend who lives here, and I was like, oh yeah, I'd love to live here, but, and she's like, but what? And I was like, but it's just so expensive, and then I'd have to figure out how to get, all my stuff that I just bought in Texas out here, and I just became a Texas resident, and it'd be like a whole thing. And she's like, so what? You can figure it out. It's like, not many people have moved before, and it does take money, but you can figure it out too. So like, I don't know, I've just been like in a very different space mentally. I'm like, this is kind of how I was back, whatever, pre-pandemic, I suppose, is like just so excited and just thinking about possibilities and, what I could do and how I could encourage other people to do the same things. And over time, things just started weighing down on me. And now I'm just like slowly like getting back to that space, and it just feels super awesome. But I do need to make more money. um, True introverts love people and have close, deep relationships, just need quiet time to recharge their batteries. Yes, I love that. I love that. Yeah. Introverts are like, I think some people have taken the word introvert and kind of made it to be like you're a hermit. Like, you just like, stay away from me. Nobody, don't talk to me. It's like, that's not even what introverts are. Loretta says, is the rent in New York high? Yes, the rent is excessively high. Like, I don't know, like you could, I mean, I'm just making these numbers up from what I've heard. I don't know. I haven't really like priced it, but like in like the Uber driver that brought me from the airport here, he said he lives in Brooklyn in a 2-bedroom for like $2,500. But in Manhattan, like a 1-bedroom is like $4,500. But you could maybe find one for like $3,000. So it's still a lot. But I know friends in California, like even when I used to live in California, it was like $3,000. So California is more in the $3,000 range for like a 1 or 2-bedroom. I mean, obviously it goes up from there too. So you're living in, like, if you're living in a place that more people want to live in, for example, for California, you want to live by the water, you live by the water prices. If you want to live in New York in like the better neighborhoods, you're going to pay you're living in a better neighborhood prices. And so I also found out, which I didn't know, is that in some of these high rises, after a certain floor number, you pay like an extra fee, like an extra cost per floor that you want to go up. I was watching somebody's video that was like, you hit a certain floor number, and then if you want to go up one more floor, it's $30, $30 more dollars, $30 more. So like, shoot, if you wanted to like get 10 more extra floors, then that would be, I'm bad at math, like what? If you wanted to go from like the 10th floor and then they charge $30 more and you want 10 more floors, that'd be like $300 more a month. Like, bro, that's a lot. and then if you wanted to go up 10 more floors after that, so if you want to be like on the 30th floor, you pay like $600 more per month just to live on a higher floor. So then I would be like negotiating, like, do I really need to, can I go on like the 27th floor, or like, you start thinking like, how much do I really need to be up one more floor? So, you know, personally, like, I know this might sound like spoiled brat, but like, I don't want to live in New York if I can't live in a high rise. Like, what, like, to me, I'm like, that's like the vibe, you know? Like, I don't want to live in a brownstone. I don't want to live in a basement. I don't want to live, where there's no natural light. Like, I already lived in a van. I already did tiny, this much living. And I'm okay with a small place, but I'm not okay with living in a place that feels like a dungeon. I'll just stay in Texas. Like, it's not that serious. So to me, I'm like, okay, well, I want to live on a high floor so I can have a view, I don't even need like the best view, but I do want to, like, if I move, I'm like, I'm not going to move here and then feel depressed again, and you could definitely move to New York and rent a room from somebody or get a roommate, and then you will split the cost. But I think I have outlived my living with somebody days, except if I get a partner, like, or get married. Like, that's a different thing. But I don't know. Like, I think I'm just at the age where I would prefer to live alone. Thank you for the hearts. I appreciate that. Um, I don't know. I value my time by myself and like my time to think, and I don't know. Like, I enjoy that. But so I'm willing to pay a little extra to have my own space. But again, like, I think it's okay to want what you want, and don't let people, like, I shouldn't have even said like spoiled brat, because I don't even need to like put that in my brain. Like, you can want what you want. Like, people can think what they want, but like, people live the way they want to live. If a person living in a cabin in the woods, we wouldn't call that person a spoiled brat. That's what they want to do. It's like, if I want to live on a high floor, then that should be okay. So I just like corrected my own self. um, I know you'll pray about it. They moved here. Yes, I would definitely have this in my prayers and my journaling time in my Bible time. I want to like make sure that this is guidance from God. Um, I think, I don't know. There's a lot to think about because I moved to Texas to be closer to my sons. But they got a life of their own. They got things that they're doing that has nothing to do with me. And I've still felt a little lonely living in Texas, and I really have not made too many friends yet. I haven't been there that long. Not saying I'm not going to make friends there, but it's just every place that you go is a different lifestyle. And I like Texas, but I don't love it. It's not like, it doesn't like jazz me up, It just is like, oh, I like it here, and I just find myself feeling like getting older just being there, like, I don't know if that makes sense. When I come to New York, I feel like more vibrant and more like alive, and like, okay, I'm still out here. I'm still, single, and I'm still trying to like mingle and date and do fun things. So I don't know, like, I definitely pray about it. But the other thing is, I always think about is, how can I encourage other people? And I'm not saying that my life I have to do things in my life just to encourage people, but part of me is like, if I do this, like, I've really like put a plan together and like work hard and able to make it happen to move, it's like, I want to encourage people to say, you know what, I did it, and here's how you can do it too, just like I did with living in a car and living in a van. And I don't know, like, something is stirring within me of just like having this type of channel that's like, I know it's not van focused anymore, but it's like still to like encourage people about their passions, encourage people to like, you know, try to earn more money if that's the thing that's stopping you, or, try to figure out a way to save money, or, there's lots of things, there's people that are multi-passionate in this world, and it's okay to do the thing that you want to do. And so I've been really thinking about how to like, how to transition the channel to still make it exciting. My legs are asleep because this dog is laying on my lap. How to like have a channel that's still encouraging but like probably more motivational and more just like encouraging people to do the thing that's like out of the comfort zone. And I don't know, a lot of things have been like kind of stirring around in my brain of like, all right, I've seen some things that I can make some videos about. So I don't want to like be premature in saying anything because I'm trying not to like, say things without like actually doing things. Yes, I am in a New York state of mind, definitely. Yes, bringing back the vids will help. Yes. Rebecca, I can sell feet pics. You know what? I could revisit that, I suppose. No, I would never do that. There's so many other ways to make money, and I know that sounds funny, but like I've just like because my mind is more clear now. I'm like, okay, like here's a way that I could earn a little extra money. Here's a way I could earn a little extra money, and all those little monies add up to being able to put that to the side to like put towards a higher rent. So if I moved here, my rent that I pay now in Texas, it'd be like 3 times what I pay now, which hurts a lot. But again, I don't know. And also the other thing is like being around being around other people in New York is like if you live here, especially if you live in Manhattan, you have to be making good money and like putting yourself around other people that are also trying to earn more money or making more money. It's like you can get mentors and you can, be around other people like, oh, like how are you, earning extra money? And you can start learning more about elevating yourself financially. And so that's another thing that I'm kind of interested in is learning from people, how they're doing different things. So I don't know. There's been a lot that I've been thinking about, and I've been studying a lot of different things. And having my job, I really enjoy it, and I've just been really learning more things even at my job and stuff like that. So I don't know. I'm just in like I feel like I'm in a better place, and now I'm like, all right, what's next for me? And I think it could be moving to New York. I don't know. Brooklyn is my second home. I love New York. You would enjoy life in New York City. People are happier there. Much love from Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. Awesome. Yeah, I mean, there's so much to do. Like it feels good. And plus, like where I'm in Texas is kind of landlocked. They have lakes and stuff, but I miss the ocean. And so if I lived here, I would get all the city stuff, but then I could actually go to like Jersey Shore, which sounds funny, but like Jersey Shore is beautiful. Like I could actually, I don't know, you could take probably a train, a subway. I don't really know. I don't even know how long that would take, but I could definitely get there quicker than I could in Texas. So that would be another perk for me is like having access to even go to the ocean would be a big deal. Like even if I did like a weekend trip, it wouldn't take that much to do that. So, that'd be awesome. Um, Out in the heat, New York City is unique and fascinating in many ways. You'll like it and be doing fine. Already have some friends there, makes it a bit easier to get started. Best of luck. Thank you so much. Yeah. Yeah. And having my friends here, definitely. It's like at least starting with one friend, and then she knows friends. So I can, make friends with her friends and just like, start taking them classes. And, I would love to take some dance classes or take some like cooking classes or just like, I don't know, go to some comedy shows. There's so many like theater shows, like operas and all these things. Just, I'm an artsy person, I'm a creative person, and I miss just being around creative people. Texas is great, but I don't know, like I have definitely not made the most of living in Texas. So, I mean, I'll at least be there until January, so I'll still make the most of it. But I miss being around people that are like vibrant and want to like do creative things, and even just like other creators and stuff like that. It's definitely something that like I really am thinking about this a lot. So it would be I think another thing is like being further away from my family. And and I talked to my mom this week, and I was like, I don't know, I just feel like a pulled to move to New York. And she was super supportive, and I'm like, but I feel like I'd be so much further than everybody. but I would just have to like make even more money to like, buy plane tickets to go visit. So it's a lot to think about. It is a lot to think about because I definitely am not made of money, and I would need to figure out how to make it work. Oscar, if you do decide to start a family, that would be amazing. I mean, yeah, I mean, I have my family, like with my sons, but they're grown, but I would love to have a partner because that would be even better. Um, hey, Hat Powser. I was just watching a couple of videos and here you are. Like, oh, welcome, welcome. Glad you're here. Um, let's see. Denise, what do you think you want to? Why do you think you want to live in New York? Just for all the reasons I said. Just like just being around people, being able to just like walk outside and walk. I love walking, and so just literally going outside and like the past few days after I get off work, I just walk to Central Park, and it's a good, it's a decent distance away. So I'm definitely getting, my 10,000 or more steps in, which makes me feel a lot more healthy. Just being around people, there's so much to do, so much to eat. That is a blessing and a curse because there's a lot of pizza and bagels here that I've been enjoying. I don't know. I think because I'm still single, I feel like I need to be in an environment where I'm able to meet people, friends, and date. And I think where I live now in Texas, it's a little bit more rural and it seems harder. It seems like I'm just kind of out in the middle of nowhere, and it feels a little more bleak in the dating scene, especially even when I was on the dating apps and people would be like, "Oh, you live in XYZ city," which I'm not going to say, but like they'd be like, "Oh, that's pretty far." And I'm like, "I know." So it's like I live in like a smaller town and it's not, it's like 30 minutes from Dallas. So it's not even like in a super populated area. So I don't know. There's just like lots to do in New York. Um, so I don't know. It's a lot to think about, but I feel like I'm just like at a crossroads, but it feels like a good crossroads, no matter what. Like even if I stay in Texas, like, when my lease is up, I may even move. Like if I stay in Texas, I may move closer to Dallas or closer, to North Dallas where there's a more vibrancy from, people that are in like the single phase of their life, because when you live in the suburbs, it's like more families and more established people like in their lives, married and stuff like that. And it's like, it just makes it a lot harder. So whatever I decide to do, I feel like I really need to think it through. I love my apartment though, where I live now. I love it. I love where I live in terms of like it's peaceful. My apartment is super awesome. I have a balcony, and it's just nice. I can sit out in the balcony and read my book. It's quiet, and I do love that part of it. But I can only do that for so long, and then I'm like, okay, I need people in my life. Apologize for missing the beginning. What are you planning on doing in the near future? I am considering a move to New York City, so we'll see. I'm excited to see your new partner. Yeah, me too. Jackie says, move to Canada. What's a little snow? You could shop every day at West Edmonton Mall. Hey, I don't think I don't think I'm cut out for snow. I mean, I'm pretty sure it snows in New York too, but I mean, if I'm in a high rise, I don't really need to think about that. I'll just get food delivered and stay warm and cozy. Actually, I don't even need. I. The other thing I realize is like, you do have to have food and groceries delivered because, like, when I was here last time and I was like wanted to get groceries, I'm like, oh my gosh, you literally have to carry all your groceries. Like, if your store is like 20 blocks away, you got to carry all your groceries back to your apartment. So it's like, it just makes sense to have it delivered like Instacarts. But I would probably just do that, like have grocery delivery, and then rarely order like Uber Eats because that's so expensive and that adds up. And like, I've been making food here more, But then there's times if I'm walking or whatever, then I'm like, it sounds good as a slice of pizza, and that's dangerous because then you could just walk into any shop and get, don't let's not lie here. It's not gonna be one slice of pizza. It's probably gonna be two slices of pizza and some garlic knots. So that's just what's happening. But you do have to like think about things differently about getting more things delivered because you don't have a car, and you could get one of those like little rolling cart things, but I don't know. I haven't lived here, so I don't really know. I hear you're talking about meeting people. Did you find it hard to have friends doing van life? Personally, I don't think I tried hard enough in van life because I was pretty much moving a lot. And I only went to like a couple. This is like a little bralette, like it's not just a bralette. So don't think I'm, trying to show my situation up here. I don't think I tried as hard to like meet people on the road. I did meet people. Like there was times I met up with, some of the snack packers, or like I would go to like if somebody was like, oh hey, do you want to meet up here? And I did, but I don't think I could have definitely done more. Like I could have joined more groups or more meetups or different events and stuff like that. But I am not a great initiator of that or a great initiator of conversation. Like once I'm your friend, I'm like a great friend and a listener, and I talk a lot. But it's hard for me to like put myself out there. I've just like never really been like hey, how's it going? I'm getting better at it. I have gotten better at it. But I think if you go into van life or that kind of situation, like, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to, make friends doing this, that, and the other, and you make a plan, just like a plan to like save money while you're on the road, then you can. But I didn't really have that in my mind when I first started out. Let's see. Yes, having a nice park with a pond and ducks to walk around, maybe number one on my amenities list for town. Yes, that would be super awesome. I understand. Yes, I think I would like it too. Yes. I grew up in Lancaster, Texas, or they say Lancaster. Is that how you say it? Lancaster? Just south of Dallas. I think I've heard that on somebody's video, like, don't call it Lancaster, it's Lancaster, or something like that. Denise says, I am old now and haven't been in New York since I was 19, but I'm sure I could live there. Yes, New York's awesome. I recently signed a petition to help reinstate the Roe versus Wade because it would help a lot of women. I would be against that. So we're not going to talk politics, though. But that's my opinion on that. Denise says, oh, yeah, except for the snow. Yeah, I'm not a big snow person. I think snow, like, for one day would be okay, but I'm not, like, a big... But, like, obviously, if I live higher up in the state, like, we're going north here, New York is north comparatively than some of these southern states like Texas, where, you'll get hail and stuff, but not really snow. But I don't know how many days it snows in New York. I don't really know. So I'm not really sure. I never really looked that up. I probably should if I'm going to move here. I should probably like look up what I'm getting myself into. There's so much that I would need to look up, things that I really need to consider, like for real, because it's one thing to like be like, oh, it still feels so magical here and wonderful, but then it's like when you live here like full time, I'm sure that kind of wears off, and so I really should like look into more of these things. Remember last time when a whole bunch of food that you didn't order got delivered to? Yes. Last time I was here, somebody like knocked on the door, and then I opened it, and it was a guy with a Whole Foods delivery, and he's like, oh, here's your delivery. And I was like, oh, like I didn't deliver anything. So I was like, thought my friend maybe delivered me some groceries. And so I was just like, I didn't order this. So then I called her, and she's like, no, I didn't order anything. And he's like, well, I already delivered it. So, I mean, this is yours now. And I was like, I know, but it's like, are you sure it's the right apartment? And he's like, yeah. And it was like all this food, like all this like expensive food. And it was awesome. And I'm like, I secretly pray that happens again. But whoever, it's kind of sad for the person that missed out on their order. And like he wouldn't take it back. So I was just like, got all this stuff. So it was awesome. Let's see. I am not a big snow person either, Grant. You poor thing. You know what's funny is a lot of people that I know that are from Canada hate it. And like to me, it's so weird. I'm like, why do you live there? Like I've known so many people from Canada that I was like, I hate it. I hate when it snows. I hate when the winter comes. I just hate it, hate it, hate it. But then they stay living there. So I don't know. New York City sees around 29.8 inches of snow in a season. Is that a lot? Because I've come from California where there's like hardly ever snow. Is 29 inches a lot? I don't know. Hey Nelson, how are you? I'm doing great. It gets snow and cold there. Yeah, I figured it did. Happy 4th of July. Thank you for being here. Good to see you too. Let's see. You're closer to Canada, close to Montreal, where OG Grant is from. Also, that's true. Like, I remember one year I was in Montreal and I had my boys with me and I surprised them with a trip to New York. And we took the Amtrak. It took like 11 hours on the Amtrak, but it was awesome. And then, you know, we got here and that was their first time. I took them to New York and they loved it. So yeah, I could definitely get into Canada, you know, again. It'd be closer. Maybe not closer to you guys though, but still, Canada. Thank you, Grant. That's what I was asking first. Let's see. So let's see. I don't know if you guys will be able to see this. I know you could just maybe see lights, but let me see how I can. Let's see here. How can I do this? Well, first of all, let me unplug. Because it's not that window, bro. It's not that window that has the fireworks. So let me think about this for a second because this is bugging me. What's happening here? This thing keeps shifting over. First of all, let's drink our water. This means I'm glad you're good today. Thank you. I lived in Saskatchewan, Canada for 43 years and absolutely love it. Winter is my favorite. Oh, dang, that's awesome. Okay, hold on. Let me see something. First of all, wait. I wonder if I just turn down the light. If you guys could see. Maybe not. Okay, no, maybe that's not it. See, I did a dumb thing because now I have this speaker. I'm using this speaker. Let me see if I can just bring this over. Okay. That's the view of the city out their window. That's the East River. And if oh, there, you can see some of the fireworks. Let's see. trying to move things out of the way so you could see. There's one of the streets, and sometimes you could see like the big fireworks. But there's like little fireworks. I don't know if you're able to see them, but there's like little fireworks way out there. I don't know if you could see all the little ones that are popping off. But they're happening all over the place. Like if you see a twinkle, that's probably a firework. Let's see. They might have had the big ones already as I was talking, but there's like little ones all over the place. So let me go back. Let me see, because sometimes they're like over in a different area. Ah. Let's see. I wonder if I could. Oh. I wonder if you could see. Maybe you can't see from there. No. See, there's just the street, and there's a building right there. People could look in, and that's just the road, the street down below. Whoa. And that's the view from there. All right, well, that didn't really help, so I'm just going to put this back down. Whoa. So, the other thing I want to make sure that I don't do is like too much. Like, I'm okay with romanticizing a little bit, but I don't want to romanticize, because where my friends live, I mean, it's obviously, you can see the view is like fantastic. It's like they have a view of the bridge. I don't even know what bridge that is. The East River, all these buildings, they're on a high floor, and, it's a beautiful place. So I don't want to be like getting the idea like I'm going to be able to live like this, because I don't make that type of money and I'm not a dual income. So I'm trying to keep my expectations in check. However, I also know that some things that I've learned is that what I'm learning is like, this is going to sound weird, but it's like, and I don't mean any shade on anybody at all, like 0% shade. I'm just saying, like, my observations is like, people that make a lot of money, a lot of them are not smarter than me. And I don't mean that like stuck up at all. I'm just saying, like, I'm not even saying anything except for like, I'm smart too. Like, they're not like exponentially smarter just because they make good money. Like, they just got a good job and they're doing the one thing that they're good at. And that's great. And like, there's lots of things that I'm good at that I can make money too. So it's like, I'm learning that people just have really focused on doing something great that allows them to earn money. So that's another pro tip, is like, get good at one thing and like be better at that thing than a lot of people, and then you can earn a lot more money. And sometimes that takes time to get to that level, and work different jobs. But sometimes it's like, you could just self-study and be like, yeah, I know this XYZ thing, like, you know, backwards and forwards, and you could get hired for that one thing, or you can start your own business for that one thing, and you can make a lot of money. And so I'm like, I've always had it in my head all these years, like, oh, it takes like so much to like get a job or like get something that pays like all this good money. And it's like, now I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, I think you could, earn some good money in a lot of different areas if you have some good skills. And I think because I worked in a lot of different industries, which is like, you would think that's like bad, but I have skills from a lot of different areas. Like, I've worked a lot of different jobs in a lot of different industries, and that's actually been to my benefit because now I can relate to a lot of different things, and I've built these like weird offhanded skills. They're not even offhanded, but just like different skills that is like it works to my benefit. And I'm like, I could do all kinds of things to earn more money. I don't even have to sell. I don't have to sell feet pictures. I don't have to sell my underwear. I don't have to have an OnlyFans. I could just, use the skills I already have and make some extra money. So I don't really know. I just know I do need to make more money because it's expensive. And it's expensive in a lot of different places. Like, not just New York. Like, groceries are expensive. Gas is expensive. Like, things are expensive now. Let's see here. You hate winter. Robert says, "What a view! Super jealous." I'm jealous of myself. I'm jealous that my friend gets to live here and I don't. um, let's see. 15 brothers and sisters. Oscar's 4th of July is amazing. Fireworks are amazing. New York is a good place for fireworks because there's a lot of wire to prevent fires. Yes. Yeah, there's a lot going on over here. It's like hard to like from just the camera, but like from my eye sockets, I could see like it's just dotted with like fireworks like all the way. I'm making this up because I don't know the areas, but like all the way over in Queens, and then like over here is like I know over there's wait, where am I? I think over there straight ahead would be Harlem, but like further down, I don't know where else things are, but basically like I think New Jersey's on the other side of the Central Park. But I could see over here like all these just like fireworks, fireworks, fireworks. Like, people are probably, I don't know if people are popping them off in their neighborhoods or if there's like little events in all these different areas. And because they're on such a high floor, I could see like all these fireworks, just like I'm seeing them still just like popping off. So it's just amazing. Terry's Lasky's in the house. Terry, Terry, Terry. I've been wanting to text you. I'm in New York. I'm in New York. So if you have time and you want to make a trip up here, let me know. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see. Woohoo! I'm glad. Tracy says you're Allison. Yay! Feeling jealous is normal. Also important to enjoy what you do. Work is a 4-letter word, but if it inspires you, that helps. Yes. Yes, indeed. Yes. I agree. Like, here's another thing. I'm on like good tips tonight. I'm telling you. Here's another thing is like all this time, like all these years, I was like had PTSD of getting a job, like a traditional job. Like, I've been doing YouTube full time for the past like whatever 5 years, 4 years, whatever. But like I was like, I'm definitely not going to get a regular job. I just had this like negative outlook because of the jobs I've had in the past, especially the one I had before YouTube. Is just like broke me down so much, like mentally. I had so much anxiety, and I'm like, I don't want to feel like that anymore. And the job I got now is fantastic. Like, the people I work with are so great and so nice, and like they are all like adults about work. Like, it's the job that I never knew I wanted. Like, listen, I don't want to work. Don't get it twisted. I don't want to have a job and I don't want to work. But because like I didn't want to depend fully on YouTube for my full-time money because it was like mentally getting to me, I needed to get a job. And so this job has been like such an eye opener to me. Like, there are jobs out there where people act like adults. Like, they're like, I'm not gonna be on your back. Just do your job. I don't really care. Just get your work done. I'm not gonna stress you out. You don't stress me out. It's like it's such a good. It's just such a good company. Like, because it's like you just do your job, and no one's stressing you out, and it's got unlimited PTO. So like, if you want to take a day off, you take a day off, and like, you just manage your own self, and it's great. So that's another thing. If you hate your job, or like you're like, I don't want to have a job or whatever, just kind of keep looking. And I'm not saying it's easy, because I know a lot of people right now that's looking for jobs, and it's like hundreds of people going for the same job. So I definitely say this not to downplay that, but there are companies and jobs that do care about their employees, that do care about work-life balance. I got to go get my cord because I just saw that my computer's about to die. So talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. Oh, yeah, where's the plug? Hold, please. I gotta plug this in. Whoa. Okay, back in business. Oh, Terry, you said always thought I would be good at voiceover work. I would love to do a voiceover, be like a voiceover actor. That'd be nice. I would love that. I've always like, I have so many ideas for businesses, but I just don't have enough time in my day or life to do them all. But what I've always wanted to do is I've always wanted to start like a podcast or like another channel that I just like talk. Like, have you guys heard of those like podcasts that's like, let me bore you to sleep, or let me talk you to sleep? And you just like, these are people that just like read something random, or they'll just talk. And it's just like to help people like fall asleep. Because I've had many people that are like, you have such a soothing voice, and you could just like, when you talk, it's just, I just like feel so calm. And I'm like, I should start a whole channel where I just talk about food, or I just like read recipes or menus, or like talk about food, or talk about something that's kind of interesting, but not too interesting, because I want people to be able to get rest. What do you guys do when you can't sleep? Because like, I have different techniques, but you know what one of my number one channels is right now, which is shocking, because it's like, I just discovered this channel. It's not even that type of channel. It's called Hey Everybody. It's like HEYYY Everybody. And I actually don't know the girl's name, but she's like, hey everybody, how's your day? And she starts it out, and basically she just does Temu hauls, like for like an hour or an hour and a half. I'm like, first of all, like, how are you getting all this money to buy all? I mean, Temu's pretty inexpensive, but I'm like, she's doing a video like almost every day, but she's just so funny and personable. She reminds me of me in a sense of like, hold on, let me get this dog. She's just like funny and personable. Say hi. Say hi, Charlie. She's a little bit scared because she's hearing all the pops of the fireworks. Okay, hold on. Okay, lay down. Lay down. But anyways, you should check out that channel if you like Temu hauls, or you like hauls like that. But she goes for like an hour or an hour and a half, and so it's like, I put it on and I'm interested in what she's getting, because I still shop from Temu. Like, I legitimately shop so much from Temu. Like, it's a lot. Like, I do buy a lot from Temu. But she just buys all these things, and like some of them are so random, and like she likes to buy purses and like wigs and t-shirts and like little tchotchkes, and she buys these like electric signs, and she's just like she has like kind of like a dry humor, but it's like funny, and she's like, I don't know, she's great. Like, I really enjoy her personality. But I'll just put that on, and she'll just be talking, and then at some point I like fall asleep. And it's really great. And so like I've always wanted to have a channel where it goes for longer than like 10 minutes, because like most of my videos in the past were like 10 minutes to 20 minutes. But there's times where I just want to like talk all the way through for like an hour. And I'm like, I think people will be so bored, but you never know, because I look for channels that have longer videos. Let me ask you, who's on here? Do you like to watch longer videos, or do you just like get in and get out? Like, or maybe it just depends on the type of video. I don't really know. But I could definitely do like a voiceover channel. That would be super fun. Not even a voiceover channel, but just a channel where I talk. Okay, Terry, yeah, just send me a text and let's coordinate if you do want to do that. New York has lots of water to help put out the fires for the fires. Yes, yes, definitely. Thank you for correcting the typos. Grant says, love my job, best job ever, coming up on 10 years in March. That's awesome. See, like, I love to hear that. Like, you don't hear that very often. Like, I always hear people saying, I hate my job, you know, like, I hate it. I hate everybody. And I will tell you, if you have crappy coworkers, it's one of the worst things. Like, it's one of the worst things, because there's been jobs where I actually really liked the job, but because some of the people there sucked, it like ruined it. And so it's like, I don't know. I just wish people would be more respectful of each other in the workplace and not try to be like micromanagey or show offy. But I love to hear that, like, that you love your job. And like, when I hear people say, oh, I love my job, because like, I don't know really anybody that wants to work. I mean, some people do love to work. I do like to do stuff. Like, I like to stay busy, but like, if I didn't have to have a job and I just had unlimited money, I would just travel more. And speaking of traveling, I am planning a travel, I think in October, to Asia. So I'll keep you posted on that. It's not confirmed yet, but I think I am going to Asia, which is the first time I'm ever going to Asia. It's the first time I'll be on that continent. So I'll keep you posted. And I'll definitely make a plan to film some things while I'm there. And Terry said, I am so glad you found a good company. It shows that you feel more secure. Yes, definitely. Not to bring you down, but are your boys okay with the hurricane? I haven't heard about a hurricane, so maybe I should check into that. Where is the path? Is it going through Dallas? I better check that out. Let's see. Calvin, this is so encouraging that you have a job that you like. No pressure working with people who act like. Yes, exactly. It's like, I don't know. I've never experienced this level of like adulthood. Like, I don't know how to even say it. You know, like, people just like, everybody at the job is like, hey, we all got to be here. We all got to do our stuff. Let's just work together and get our stuff done and then go live our lives. You know, it's just like so great. So great. Yeah, I'd love to make money without a job. That would be great. If somebody just wants to like fund my life, but not like a person, because then I'd feel bad. Like, I don't want to like take someone's money. But like, if a company would just like to fund my lifestyle without me really having to do much, I'd appreciate it. Also, today when I was walking back from the Met, I was thinking, like, if there's anybody in New York that watches this live stream that like has a high rise that they're not using, or like owns a high rise that just like has a place, just a one bedroom that they would just be like, you know what, we just want a good person to be in there to take care of it. I will do it. I will do it. I mean, I'll sacrifice and I'll just take it for free. I mean, that's just the kind of person I am. I'm just nice like that. Now, I was really thinking that. I was thinking, do you know how many rich people there are that like have places like in California, New York, like have places in certain areas that they don't use it? It like kind of upsets me. It chaps my hide because it's like you might be there for like 2 or 3 months and then the rest of the year is just sitting there vacant. I will move in there and I will live there and take care of it for you. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know, like I wish there was a way that I could get in touch with those people, but let me not get down that path. Um, oh, Jackie, do you love Timo? Timo also. I know I try not to, but like it's not like I don't know. There's just so much inexpensive stuff on there, and I'm trying not to buy frivolous things anymore. It's just like things that I need to restock. Like if I need, you know, well, it's not restocking. Let's keep it real. Like there's a lot of things that I don't have because I was living in a van that now I need, and so I'm just like, well, let me get it on Temu because it's like significantly cheaper. But then again, I was on TikTok and I saw this lip stain that you peel off and it like stain, it's like a lip stain. And so I was like, I think I need to have that. So then they were selling it on TikTok shop for like $28. Well, I jump on Temu and I'm like, surely I know they got to have it on Temu. And they did. And I got it for like, I don't know, like $6 instead for 3 lip stains. That's significantly less. So Temu comes to the rescue again. If you're watching, I know some of you don't watch TikTok, but if you're watching TikTok and you come across a product that is on the TikTok shop, I would pretty much bet you 5,000 fake dollars that it is on Temu for less. Like go on even I don't know if Reels, like Facebook Reels or Instagram, if you see like people selling stuff, pretty much guarantee you go on Temu. I'm not trying to take money away from people because I know that's their way that they're making affiliate income or drop shipping income. But if you just want to save money, this is what I do. If I see something on TikTok shop or Reels or whatever, I will go straight to Temu. I'll look it up. And sure enough, almost every time that thing is on Temu and you can just have it shipped to your house and you don't have to go through anybody on TikTok shop. So that's another pro tip right there. Let's see. Happy 4th of July, Gilbert. How are you? Vinny Van, hey. I've been really rooting for your breakthrough. So happy to see the joy in your face. It's very nice. Praying all good things for your future. Keep looking up. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I've definitely received all the prayers and all the messages, and I still read the comments and stuff. I have not forgotten about the snack pack. There's been many days where I've just like, I need to get back on my channel. I need to get back with my snack packers. But I also know that I've had to prioritize me getting mentally strong before I do, because I've received the most wonderful messages, but there's always the people that write really mean and like rude things that it does add up. Like I feel like I'm a mentally strong person, but it doesn't matter over like 4 or 5 years. Even if you get like 1% negative, but they're ugly messages about you personally, it really does add up and it really makes you feel like a bad, like internally you just feel bad. And so, I feel like much stronger now again, but yeah, I appreciate all the prayers and I do feel a lot more joyful. So thank you. Timu. Oh, you take medicine if you can't sleep. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you need to, sometimes it's just like whatever. I need to get back on a better sleeping schedule because, you know, I don't know. Definitely being it's only like 1 more hour different, but it still messes me up for whatever reason. Oh, stay tuned. Hey, it depends on the content. Okay, I get you. Jackie, you've been at yours for 34 years. That is amazing. That is amazing. Grant says, I prefer videos no more than 15 to 20 minutes. I got things to do. I get you. Okay, I watch type videos. Okay, OG, what? Like cutting the trees, doing the dishes, taking out the garbage, or helping with the laundry. You guys are cracking me up. Cracking me up. And it's called house sitting. Yes, yes, yes. They have house sitting, but like, so they have like websites called like trusted house sitters, but usually that is like, usually you'll be pet sitting, which is fine. But those are sometimes only like a week long or 2 weeks long. I don't want to keep moving like every week, every week. Like if I move here, then I would definitely get my own spot, you know, for the whole year. Because I consider just doing like pet sitting, but I don't want to keep moving so much. Like I do like having the stability now that I have an apartment. Um, we'll see. I would actually love to buy like a house somewhere, but I wouldn't be able to buy a house and get an apartment here. There's like I really need to make a lot more money if I did that. But I just keep praying about it. With having the grandchildren, I am getting into face painting just to do my. Oh, that's fun. That's creative. Yes, less for sure on Timu. Yes. Nate Shah, do you miss anything about Vegas, or you're glad to leave that in your review? There were some cool things about Vegas. Like I'm from the desert, like just the California desert. So I like that weather. I like the dry heat more than the humidity. I'm used to that. And then I do miss that there was a lot of restaurants in Vegas, lots of different places that you could go to get different types of foods, but you can get all that in New York as well. Um, but I don't know, like Vegas is fine, especially if you're away from the strip. There's a lot of things about Vegas that's good, but there's things that I didn't love about Vegas. Like Vegas is a very like transient city, meaning there's lots of coming and going. People like lots of people come to Vegas, stay for a short time, and then leave. And I don't mean tourists. I mean, it's like sometimes you live in Vegas for a short time and then you move on. And that like I didn't love that because it's like harder to make friends. But there's some really beautiful places in Vegas. But I never liked Vegas in the first place, just in general, like the like Vegas, like strip part of Vegas, because I don't gamble, I don't drink. It's not my vibe. It feels pretty debaucherous. There's some cool shows in Vegas though. Um, I don't know. There's some cool things you could, make about Vegas. Um, would I ever live there again? No, I don't ever feel like I even never need to go back. I now don't have great vibes about Vegas. Um, and I'm just going to leave it at that because I don't want to get into the whole situation. But yeah, Vegas is nothing, you know, like terrible about Vegas, but it's just maybe not my 100% vibe. Um, but again, nothing terrible about it. Hey, Sean, happy 4th of July. Oh, thank you, thank you, thank you. Vinny says, my daughter just had twin boys. Oh, that's so sweet. Of course, she's in Austin, so is mom. I can't seem to find a heart to live back in Texas again. Nomad is very hard to shake. North Idaho is like a dream, but family. Vinny, you're speaking my language. This is exactly how I feel. It's like I feel so pulled because now my two sons live in Texas, my parents live in California, and my sister lives in Arizona. And I'm just like, everybody's in different states. It's very hard. And now I'm like, I want to move to New York, And so it's like, it's such a pull, And like you said, it's like, I like Texas, but it's like, if I'm being honest, I don't feel like maybe that's my place that I'm choosing. I'm only choosing it because my sons live there. But it's like they have their own life. Like my older son is about to get married and start a family. So he's going to have his whole situation, that has nothing to do with me. And then my younger son, he's still younger, but I'm sure at some point going to get a wife and have his own thing. And it's like, I do want to be there for grandkids and stuff, but also it's like, what do I do, when I'm still single and I'm still looking for like a partner and like trying to like live my best life, but I also want to like live my best life with my family. It's a strong pull. It's very hard. It's very hard, but I think it's like, I think the thing that I can only imagine right now is making sure that I do my best to plan trips to go visit. Like if I do move here, like make sure that I put that in my budget and in my schedule. Like I need to go visit my family, my parents, I need to go visit my sister, I need to go visit my kids, and not give up on meeting together. I guess the Bible says that too, but like not give up on, you know, spending time with family because it is very important. Um, but also, so is like living, a joyful life. And so I definitely get that comment. Calvin says, Allison, what type of meals do you cook for yourself? Just curious. Um, so before what I came here, um, the majority of my days was I don't eat breakfast. I just drink coffee. I usually get hungry around 11:30 or 12, and then I most likely just make a salad, like a big salad, and I'll either just put some black beans in it for the protein, or sometimes I'll chop up some chicken, like just cook up some chicken, like air fried. Or if it's a Caesar salad, I usually throw a piece of salmon in there. So usually for lunch, I'll have like a big salad. And then for dinner, I usually just have like, I don't know, some cauliflower rice with chicken, or a lot of times I'll make a bean burrito, like a bean and cheese burrito, something basic. Um, and also for lunch, sometimes I'll just have tuna fish on like little crackers or whatever. I keep it pretty basic during the week. And then on the weekends, I usually allow myself to go get a Starbucks, um, which is very sugary and calorie heavy. And then sometimes I'll eat out, maybe like Panera bread, or like I'll get, like a sandwich from Jersey Mike's or whatever. But for the most part, that's it. Or like I still have my potatoes. Sometimes I'll make potato salad, um, or I'll air fry some potatoes because I'm trying to still lose weight. Before I left, I already lost 9 pounds. So I'm still trying to lose, more weight. But now that I'm here, I'm eating more carbs. So I don't know. But I've been walking a lot. So that's usually what I eat for the most part. Since I've been here, I've been eating like that too. Like I have salads in there. And yeah, that's pretty much basics. Um, Occasionally I'll buy a steak and make mashed potatoes with steak. But yeah, I usually stick to like one thing that I really get into. Like right now, I'm really into salads and burgers for some reason, and tuna and salmon. And then like I might get on to something else, but right now that's the things that I'm eating. Terry says taxes are awful in New York. Oh, I bet everything is super high, super high. Oh, there's lots of ambulances outside. I wonder if there's like fires popping off with these fireworks. Um, let's see. Same, single and nomadic is tough to see ever finding the part. Yes. Allison, I recently came across the Coda bows, which are carbon fiber bows that have a Coda sign. I don't know what any of that means. You mean like a bow and arrow? I'm not sure what that is. Well, we are almost at 2 hours, which we usually go to 1 hour, but I haven't been on in such a long time. I'm seeing like so many fireworks outside. we haven't been on in so long that I just am so like happy to be talking to you guys. It's always good to see all the names like come up that I haven't seen in a while. And you know, I want to mention that like I hope you know that I do think about the snack pack and I think about this channel like quite a lot because I'm always like, what am I going to do next? You know, what's the channel going to be? And I really do think about it. Thank you for all the hearts. I appreciate that. Um, and I like, you know, I get a lot of conflicting advice from people because they're like, some people are like, okay, like plan out your channel, like what you want to do next. And some people are like, just get on and start talking. It's like no big deal. And it's like, you know, it's like a hard thing because, you know, it's like I want to do a good job, but I also just want to get back to just being lighthearted and be who I am and just, you know, talk and share tips and stuff like that. So, you know, I'm leaving it up to God and just letting him guide me on the path that he wants me to go on. But this is definitely something that I am strongly considering is a move to New York. I don't know 100% for sure. But again, if I don't end up moving here, then I would imagine I'll probably like try to move somewhere closer to the city in Dallas. But then I think of it like this. In downtown Dallas, like if I move to a downtown vibe, I think if I got like a one bedroom there, it's still gonna be close to like 25 to 2,800. I'm just making those numbers up, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna be at least those prices. And I'm thinking, if I could, if I could spend like a couple $100 more to live in New York, and I know that I'd like it here, then why wouldn't I try to do that? So I don't know. There's a lot to think about, but I think this is an encouragement that I want to say is like if you're thinking about something in your life that you're like, I've always kind of wanted to do this, now's the time to do it. Don't delay. Like figure out a thing and like use the resources you have. Think about what you can do. Think about how to achieve that thing. And then it kind of gets like a fun game. Like, okay, it's mega expensive here, but like how could I do it? Like how could I make it happen? Just like when I was like wanting to travel and I didn't have a job, you know, I quit my job. I was like, I gotta go. This job's stressing me out, and I knew I wanted to do YouTube, and I wasn't even monetized, but I was like, I know I can do it. Like I know with God I can do it. I know I have a good work ethic. I know I can do it, and I just like it was like a game to like, okay, first I got to get like 1,000 subscribers, and then I got to get my 4,000 watch hours, and like then I got to do this, that, and the other. And so like I'm feeling that thing about this with New York is like, okay, it's super expensive to live here. How am I going to do that? How could I do it? And now it's like it puts my brain to work. Like, hmm, I know we can figure it out. I know we can. It's just it might take some time, and it's going to take me doing some things and getting a little uncomfortable to do it, but I know I could do it. And I think I'm just like I feel a good challenge coming on, and that's kind of like where my brain is right now. It's like just thinking about it, just like how could I make this work, you know, and share it and encourage other people to do their big dreams as well. So, you know, if you guys have big dreams, share it in the comments because that's always encouraging to other people, especially people that are going to watch the replay because they'll watch the chat and be like, oh, there's other people like that have big dreams. You know, your big dream might be to go live in a car or live in a van life, traveling. You know, your big dream might be to like start a business. Your big dream might be to have kids or have grandkids or get married or, you know, whatever. There's so many different dreams. You know, you might be an inventor. You might want to write a book. You might want to start an online art business. I don't know. Everybody's got all kinds of things that they want to do. But now's the time to do it. Now's the time. And just take it step by step and just like make it like a little game. Be like, okay, how do I fill in all the boxes so that I can make that happen? And I don't know, like maybe that's going to be like a big part of this channel is just like encouraging people, like encouraging, like you can do it. Maybe I'll like show if I do decide to do it, just like show how this is going to happen. I don't know. because it seems like a lot, but I know it's possible. Grant. 2 hours. Happy 4th. 4th of July will always be fun every year. Yes. Yeah. Happy Independence Day. And yeah, it's awesome. Good to see you, Joy. How are you? Um, yeah, I always think about the military, 4th of July, Independence Day, just like how we don't really, I mean, I don't know if anybody on here has been in the military, so thank you for your service and for taking care of America. I know there's other people on other countries and stuff, but I always think about the military because it's like we don't really think about how we just traipsed along through life, just like living our just like whatever life, and it's like, oh, people had to go to war to like make sure that we can do things, So I'm always like grateful for like our independence, and yeah, I just always like to like be grateful for that. Yeah, good to see you. Good to see you. I left the DFW area in 1996. I bet I wouldn't even recognize it now. Oh yeah, I don't know. I just moved there in December, and it's pretty cool. But yeah, I don't know. Let's see. Hey, Claire Ellen, how are you? Nicole, cheers from Red Deer, Alberta. Awesome. Glad I caught the end. Tail end of this. Love all the daily questions you post. Love seeing your journey from cat days to now. To probably from car days to now. Awesome. Yeah, yeah, those community posts go out every single day. So I'm glad you're enjoying them. I'm gonna keep you guys posted too. Like as I start planning my trip to Asia, I'm trying to do it like right after my birthday, in September. So probably like a couple days. I might leave like a couple days after my birthday, but I have to go early October because my son is getting married in early November, and so I need to make sure that I'm like back and ready and prepared for anything that I need to help out with. So this is going to be a busy year. Let's see. Who knew that living in a van down by the river would become a life goal? I mean, hey, it really has, honestly. Like I would never have thought about that, but there's so many people that are like doing it and thriving, and it's awesome. So I always encourage people to do whatever. And also if you do that, to save some money, like really, like try to plan it. Miss BG3, maybe your channel is finding people doing their dreams. That'd be cool. I would love, love, love to have like a I don't want to call it an interview channel, more like a channel where I chat with people that have done their dreams or like done something out of the ordinary. Like, I don't know, like living in a van is different, or like, living in a high rise, or even people that do jobs that's like unconventional. Like, I would love to do that type of thing, or people that like talk to people that have earned money doing XYZ, or doing, people that have done side hustles that you hear about and you're like, oh, they actually did it. Yeah, that's something I've been thinking about too, is like incorporating other people's stories into my channel, because it's always fun and better to like talk to people instead of just talking to myself, on a video. So I don't know. I have a lot of ideas. I always have a lot of ideas. It's just like figuring out how to like incorporate that and have the time to do that. So I don't know. Grant says, I know you. Once you set your mind to it, you're going to do it. Be sure to send Jackie and I your New York City address. Oh, yeah, I definitely will. Examples of people who have made transformations in life. Yes, exactly. Yeah, I think that'd be interesting. Like, would you guys find that interesting? Like watching me talk to other people that have done interesting things, like even other YouTubers. Like, I'm interested in talking to other people that have like done really great things with their channels and like their lives. I mean, it's pretty awesome. Holy cow, is that fireworks? Yes. If you're hearing pops, that is fireworks. It's so loud outside. All right, we're gonna read these last couple comments, then we're gonna wrap it up, because I'm sure you can see my eyes. I'm like getting tired. It's already almost 11 o'clock, past my bedtime, and I gotta work tomorrow. I don't actually have to work tomorrow because, like, I'd say 80% of the people at my job have taken off tomorrow. They're like, if the holiday's on a Thursday, do I really need to work on Friday? And I could have just taken it off. Like, my boss was like, you could just take it off. But since I am going to be traveling later this year, I know we have unlimited PTO, but I'm not trying to be that person that like takes off a bunch of time. So I'm going to loosely work tomorrow. So I'll be available, but I'm also going to be just like, if no one's around, like, whatever. But still, it's almost 11 o'clock. Right now I'm sitting in a 550 apartment in Tijuana because I can't afford San Diego. There's thousands who cross the border every day to work at the SD. That's true. And I used to live in Carlsbad, so I know how expensive it is to live there. But I heard that's a vibe, like Tijuana. Like, I heard I've visited, and there's some really cool spots over there, and they got the beach there too. But yeah, San Diego is it's a whole mess, like money wise. So I totally get that. Vinny says, great idea. And Anne says, have you thought of a full-time pet sitting in New York and remote working? You don't need an apartment. Something to think about. I've thought about it, like, but I don't want to have to keep like bopping around, like, especially like, say if I did a full-time pet sitting and then there was like a week or two that I didn't get a job, then like, where would I go? I'd have to get like an Airbnb or like a hotel. That adds up. I kind of like to have a spot where I have my stuff, but I'm not opposed to like still doing like pet sitting and having an apartment because I would be earning extra money. Don't get me wrong, I have a million ideas. It's just like I need to settle on some ideas. Like, it's like when I have too many ideas and there's only so many hours in the day, it's like I need to settle on what's the things that are gonna maximize my earnings and then have time to be able to enjoy living as well. But yes, that is a good idea. I have the day off tomorrow. Ooh, nice. Allison, I think you would be really good at talking with people, even with prayers. All right, love that. Yeah, I'm in Playas. Oh, okay, cool. Looking at the Pacific out my window right now. See, that's a vibe right there. That's awesome. I mean, I would love to have a water view. Like, if I get a high rise and I have a water view, don't even play with me right now. Like, I would be in heaven. That's like, if you guys saw my videos when I was in Myrtle Beach, which I might be going to Myrtle Beach again next year as well, but that's another whole side note. But when I was there and I had that view of the ocean, I was just like in heaven. I think my life's goal is to live in a high rise. Like, I think I've come to the conclusion that no matter where I am, I want a view. I want I want to live on a high floor with a view, and if it's a water view, that's the ultimate. So that's what I'm going to go for. My iPad is out of battery. Hugs. Oh, hugs, Jackie. I hope you feel better. So that's pretty much it. I'm going to, I was going to show you guys the other dog, but I don't know where she is. Lucy. Lucy. Come here. Okay, let me show you this dog, and then I'm going to wrap it up for the night. You go down here. Come here. Lucy. Come here. Come on. Oh, you're such a good girl. Oh, this is Lucy. Oh, hey. Look how cute. Look how cute she is. Were you sleeping? Did I wake you up? She's a good girl. Oh, she put her head down. Yeah, these dogs are so cute and so sweet, and I just love watching these dogs. Like, it's so funny because, like, I don't have pets, and I'm not like a pet person, but I love dogs. I love cats. Like, I love animals, but like, I don't think I'll ever like have one unless I'm like, in retirement days and I'm like 80 years old and I'm not traveling or anything, because I like to get up and go do stuff. I don't want to be, always having to depend on like having somebody watch my pets. But I don't know, like when I've had so many people ask me to watch their dogs over the years, like I could definitely do this for a living. Like I'll give them baths and I clean their eyes out, like their little booger eyes, and like you know, just, I don't know, I take care of them. So it could be a thing. There's so many people with dogs out in New York. I mean, that could be a whole situation. So I'm going to keep it in mind. Let's see. I need new glasses. Sorry, I spelled your name. I get it. I get it. Joyce, I loved watching your trip to Myrtle Beach, you and Tim. Yes, yes. Yeah, it would be, if I go to Myrtle Beach again, it'll be me and Tim again. Blessings and happy 4th. Adorable. Same. Yes. All right. Well, you guys are awesome. I love you guys so much. I hope you guys know that you are loved. You're valuable. You are important. You know, whatever that little thing stirring up in your heart is, like if you have something, then start letting it develop. And if you don't have something, get something to hope for, get something to think about, get something to plan for, because it really does like spice up your brain. It gives your brain something to do. I think, like, I'm not diagnosing people's like depression or anything like that, but I'm just saying, I know like when I was depressed, like when I get depressed, it's usually because I don't have something that I'm excited about or something to like let my brain work towards. And we all need hope. Everybody needs hope. So keep that in mind. I just got rid of my kids. Does that mean like they're grown, or you mean like you got rid of them for the day? Turn your van into a pet sitting salon type of thing where you watch them, wash them, and walk them. Ooh, that'd be cool. That'd be fun. That'd be a whole renovation, though. Great live things, and have a great night, everybody. Yes. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate you very much. Have a great 4th of July, Independence Day, wherever you're at. I hope you're enjoying yourselves. I know it's pretty late here, so it's probably getting late for you guys too. But I will see you guys soon. I have been filming a few things here while I'm in New York, so we'll see. I'm really going to try to get some videos out. So yeah, but I love you all very much. Thank you for being you. Thank you for all the support, love, and encouragement. And until next time, bye for now. Bye. Great to see you guys. Thank you, Carol. Good night. Thank you, Joy. Until next time. Oh, having pets. Okay, got you. Okay, got you. Yes, prayers to everybody. All right, God bless you guys. Bye.